Hey family, welcome to Morning Coffee Devotions. My name is Brandon and I'm your host. Today's devotion is titled My Story Part 2, and we're resuming from where we left off with Part 1. If you haven't listened to it, I would encourage you to click the link in the description and go back and listen to it. So here I am, involved in this ministry Master's Commission, and I'm serving, and God is pulling me closer and developing my heart and a passion for seeing people come to Him. But in the background is this addiction. And it was only a matter of time before things were found out. And when it happened, I thought my world was over, because it was just like, wow. The director over the program, which was the associate pastor, he pulled me into his office, and my internet history he had printed out. And of course he was upset. But at the same time, I believe God took over and spoke to him, because he said, we're going to get you help. And after another meeting with my mom and the senior pastor, it was decided that I would go to Teen Challenge. You may have heard of it, may not, but to simplify it, it's a Christian rehab. And at this point, I'm just like, okay, fine, whatever. My life is done. Anything that I had hope for is gone. But little did I know that God would grow me and draw me close to Him. In that year that I spent in Teen Challenge, God did so much in those 12 months. There were no distractions, no TV, no internet. Social media wasn't what it was now back in 2007. But there was none of that either. So our free time, speaking for me, my spirit and my ears were open to hear from the Holy Spirit, to hear from God. I was made available to Him. I was sitting outside one evening when I felt the Holy Spirit urging me to get a pencil and my notebook. So I went inside the house, I got the notebook and pencil, I came back out and sat down, and the property that we're on is it was beautiful. It definitely puts you in touch with nature. But I sat down and everyone else is inside, either playing a board game or sleeping or catching up on work. And the Holy Spirit just began to speak words into me. And I wrote down those words, and prior to that, I really didn't write any sort of poetry or anything like that. And a day or so later, I shared what I wrote with some of my housemates, my brothers, who were in with me, and they were blessed by it. And so I continued to carry a notebook and pencil with me since we couldn't have phones. There wasn't like a notepad to type in. So I carried it with me on jobs that we would do, to different churches that we would visit. Just staying ready for whatever God would give me. But most of my writings came to me in that early evening when everyone else was away. And I was probably the only one outside, except for one or two other people. And sitting out there in the evening and the day is simmering down, I would often think, this is what it must have been like for David as a shepherd boy somewhere on the backside of some mountain in the middle of nowhere. It's just him and God. They're having a conversation. And you know, even now, 20-something years later, almost 20-something years later, this meeting, this, I don't want to say habit, but this flow that God and I have developed, it hasn't gotten old. I often do a lot of recording and writing in the evening. And it's like, wow. This is how David became a man after God's own heart, because he communed with him. And I know I've gotten a little bit off the beaten track, but it's part of the story of how I've been shaped into what I am now. And I'm just giving you a snapshot of my relationship with God and how he interacts with me. This is how he speaks to me. And it may be different for you, and that's the beautiful thing about it. Each one of us can have a relationship with God and it be totally different. And then we take what God has given us from our different perspectives and differences in our relationship with him, and we bring it to the table. The more I chased after God, the less I desired the porn and the other things, and they faded away. My deliverance didn't come at some snap of a finger, and wasn't some big whoosh. My deliverance was a process. And some of you, some people, they have a testimony where they got laid hands on and God delivered them, and I'm not knocking that. But if you're listening to this and you're still battling and you're getting better, but it's like, ugh. Keep pursuing God. Keep chasing after Him. Keep bringing people to help you. Keep going through it. Because what matters is that God gets the glory from it. This is the reason why I write. I write because there are people out there that need to know that it's not too late. That there is hope. That if you're still breathing and you're listening to this, God still has a purpose for you. You are still in the process. Let God guide you through it. There may be hidden gifts that He needs to awaken in you so you can impact others. Much love. God bless. Be Sawyer.